All right, let's talk about something we've all felt: disrespect. But what if you could stop it in its tracks? Not with a big blow up or a long argument, but with just a single calm sentence. We're going to break down exactly how that works. I mean, it's a crazy making cycle, isn't it? You try to be nice, you try to be reasonable, you try to be the bigger person, and somehow you just end up feeling like a doormat. You start wondering, what am I even doing wrong here? Well, that's the promise we're digging into today. There's a method that just totally bypasses all the drama, all the need to explain and justify yourself. It's really just a simple shift in how you see the problem, and it hands you this incredibly powerful tool to change the whole vibe of a situation in an instant. So, to get to this amazing solution, we first have to figure out why our go-to reactions usually fail so badly. And that brings us to this idea called the respect fallacy. This mistaken belief that you can actually argue or explain your way into earning someone's respect. And look, these reactions seem to make sense on the surface, right? If someone's being unfair, you explain why it's unfair. If they don't seem to value you, you try to show them your worth. But here's the catch. All of these reactions keep you playing their game, on their terms. You're basically asking them for permission to be treated with respect, which, ironically, just signals that you're not in control and invites even more disrespect. Okay, this quote right here, this is the key that unlocks the whole thing. We usually think, wow, that person is so rude. But the real problem goes way deeper than that. It's not about their bad behavior, it's about the level of access you've given them. So yeah, let's really dig into this idea of access. Because I promise you, once you get this concept, you're going to start seeing it everywhere. And more importantly, you'll know exactly what to do about it. So this is the big mental shift. We're all taught to focus on their rudeness, which, is something we have zero control over. It's exhausting. This new way of thinking focuses on the one thing you can control, the access you give them. The problem isn't some flaw in their character, it's a boundary issue on your end. And that, right there, is where you take your power back. So what do we even mean by access? Well, it's not just about them being physically near you. It's that unspoken permission someone feels they have to demand your time, to drain your energy, and to poke at you until they get an emotional reaction. It's like you've left the front door to your mind wide open for them to just wander in and out whenever they want. And this right here is the big aha moment. Disrespect isn't just some random attack that comes out of nowhere. It's almost always someone abusing the access that you've already given them. They feel entitled to your energy because up until this point, they've gotten it for free, without any limits. So the solution isn't to give them a lecture on manners, it's to change the locks. Okay, so let's get practical. We know the problem is access. How do we fix it? Well, it all comes down to this simple but incredibly effective tool, the calm sentence. Now, before I even give you examples, you have to get this part straight. Your goal is changing completely. You are no longer trying to win. You're not trying to prove you're right. You're not even trying to get an apology. Your one and only goal is to signal that their access has just been cut off. Think of it less like an attack and more like a strategic retreat. This is the heart of it. The power isn't in some specific magic words. It's in what the words do. The sentence could be something as simple as, I'm not going to continue this conversation. Or maybe, I don't have the energy for this right now. You see, the key is that it's calm, it's firm, and it ends your participation. It clearly says, without having to say it, the access you used to have to my emotional energy, it's gone. So why on earth is this so effective? Well, because it creates an immediate social power shift. Let's actually walk through what's happening under the surface when you do this. Let's just compare the two paths here. The disrespect happens. The old way, you jump in, you explain, you argue. This keeps you in the conversation, it confirms their access is still wide open, and guess what? The cycle just keeps going. The new way, you respond with that calm sentence that shuts down their access. They're expecting a fight, they're ready for it. But instead, they just get a closed door. And in that moment, boom, the entire power dynamic shifts right back to you. And I really want to stress this point. This is not about starting a fight. It's about creating crystal clear clarity. Arguing, that's conflict. This is different. You are simply and calmly clarifying a new boundary. You're just stating a fact. This interaction is over. It's clean, it's direct, and honestly, it's way more peaceful than the alternative. So let's wrap this all up. What are the 3 big things to remember? First, disrespect is really a symptom of an access problem. It's not just random rudeness.
Second, your job isn't to explain your way into being valued. It's to manage who gets your time and energy. And finally, you have the power to do this instantly with one single, calm, boundary-setting sentence.
And that really just leaves us with one last pretty big question to think about. As you go about your week, just consider this. Whose unrestricted access in your life might actually be the real source of the disrespect you're feeling? Taking a moment to review that access, well, that might be the most powerful thing you do all week. Thanks for diving in with me.